If you prefer anime over live-action TV, your brain isn't just looking for entertainment. It is looking for emotional clarity. There is a pervasive stigma in society that labels anime fans as childish, immature, or escapist. If you watch it, you've heard the comments. Aren't you a little old for cartoons? But scientifically, that judgment is based on a misunderstanding of how the human brain processes imagery. Psychologists analyze this preference through the lens of supernormal stimuli. This isn't a refusal to grow up. It is a neurological preference for high-density storytelling. Your brain isn't avoiding the complexity of the real world. It is rejecting the ambiguity of it. It craves the pure expression of loyalty, pain, and victory that modern society often forces us to suppress. Most people never get past the "it's just a cartoon" bias, and that is why they completely miss the sophisticated psychological structure underneath. If you find yourself connecting with 2D characters more deeply than real actors, you aren't delusional. You're running a high-empathy program that live action simply cannot trigger. Here is the clinical reality of the 5 hidden psychological reasons your brain locks on to this medium. Number 1, the facial salience effect. First, let's talk about the eyes. Critics say anime looks unrealistic, but psychologically, the large eye aesthetic serves a specific function. It is an emotional amplifier. Humans are hardwired to respond to eyes. They are the primary signal for empathy. In live action, an actor's micro-expressions can be subtle or hard to read. In anime, the emotion is absolute. Your brain prefers this because it removes the cognitive load of trying to decode social cues. It is direct, raw, emotional communication. You don't have to guess what the character feels. You feel it with them instantly via your mirror neurons. Number 2, the hunger for idealism. Modern Western media is obsessed with gritty realism, irony, and moral gray areas. It tells us that heroes are flawed and nothing really matters. Anime, specifically the Shonen genre, is built on the hero's journey. It operates on the belief that effort equals growth. Your brain is drawn to this because it validates your internal desire for a world where hard work actually pays off. You aren't watching for magic powers. You're watching for the indomitable spirit, the idea that you can transcend your limits if you just refuse to give up.
Number 3, shadow self-integration.
And this is the dark truth. Anime handles trauma better than almost any other medium. Beneath the colorful art style, anime often deals with heavy themes: abandonment, war, existential dread, and the monster within. Psychologically, this allows your brain to process dark emotions safely. You're exploring your own shadow self from a safe distance. When a character faces their inner demon, your brain runs a simulation of facing your own. It is catharsis disguised as action. Number 4, cognitive complexity. You don't just watch, you study. People who love anime often have a need for cognition. Think about the power systems in shows like Dragon Ball Z or Jujutsu Kaisen. They have rules, logic, and timelines. Your brain treats this not as passive viewing, but as a puzzle to be solved. You enjoy the lore and the world building because your mind exercises its pattern recognition skills. You're not zoning out, you're locking in.
Number 5, the outcast strength.
In almost every great anime, the protagonist is someone who is rejected by society, someone weird, different, or underestimated, who becomes the strongest because of their difference, not in spite of it. If you resonate with this, it's because you value competence over status. You don't care about fitting into the herd. You care about protecting your tribe. You value loyalty and honor in a world that often treats those virtues as outdated. If you've ever cried over the death of a character that doesn't exist, don't worry. Notice the intensity of that feeling. That isn't a sign of weakness. That is a sign that your empathy engine is running at full capacity, and you've finally found a medium that can handle it. So stop apologizing for your taste. You're not watching cartoons to escape life. You're watching them to remember what life could feel like. You value raw emotion, absolute loyalty, and the struggle for growth. Those aren't childish traits. Those are the traits of a warrior. Your brain isn't immature. It's just idealistic. If you're ready to decode the rest of your mind, subscribe to Mind Blueprint.